I still don't know why I took the babysitting job except that the pay was too good for a single night, and the woman on the phone sounded desperate, her voice shaking as though she had already lost something precious and feared losing more. And when I arrived at the house just before dusk, the place looked wrong in a way I couldn't quite name. Too quiet, too clean, the windows dark like unblinking eyes. And the woman, Mrs. Holloway, didn't invite me in so much as pull me across the threshold, as if the house itself might grab me if she let go. Whispering rules faster than I could register them, rules she insisted were absolutely necessary if her son Oliver was to survive the night. Rules like never answer the phone after midnight if you hear someone crying upstairs. It isn't Oliver. Don't go into the basement no matter what you hear. And finally, said with such force it left my ears ringing, do not leave him alone, before she and her husband fled the house like prisoners escaping a cell, leaving me holding Oliver's cold little hand while he stared at me with eyes far too old for his face, smiling in a way that made my stomach tighten. And for the first hour, everything was almost normal except for the oppressive silence. The kind that presses against your eardrums until you swear you can hear your own thoughts echoing. And when I asked Oliver what he liked to do, he whispered, "They like when I'm quiet." And when I asked who they were, he just pointed upward, toward the ceiling, where something softly scratched back, slow and patient like nails testing wood. And though I laughed it off as old house noises, the sound followed us no matter where we went, always above us, always just out of sight. And when the phone rang at exactly midnight, my heart nearly stopped because I hadn't realized how closely I'd been watching the clock. And despite knowing the rule, I answered it, because fear makes fools of us all. And on the other end was my own voice telling me not to turn around, telling me I was already standing behind myself. And when I dropped the phone, I saw muddy footprints appearing one by one across the living room floor, forming a slow circle around Oliver, who was now whispering, "They're awake." And that was when the lights flickered and the scratching turned into running, heavy and frantic, racing across the ceiling as if something massive were dragging itself toward us. And when the crying started upstairs, I realized it sounded exactly like me, begging for help, sobbing my name over and over. And Oliver clapped his hands, delighted, asking if I wanted to meet the babysitters who came before me, because they were still here. They never left. And the basement door slammed open on its own, releasing a smell like rot and copper, and dozens of them reached up from the darkness, clawing at the air as if searching for something they'd lost. And when I tried to run, the front door wouldn't open, because there was no handle on the inside, only deep gouge marks. And mirrors that hadn't been there before now lined the walls, each reflection showing me doing something slightly different, screaming, bleeding, smiling, cradling Oliver's head, while he whispered into my ear, "You're my favorite so far." And when the ceiling finally gave way and something enormous dropped into the room, wearing the stretched skins of the babysitters before me like a patchwork costume stitched from regret, I understood the rules too late, because Oliver wasn't being protected from the house was being fed by him. And my last clear thought, as the walls closed in and the mirrors shattered into 1,000 watching eyes, was that the job listing would go back online tomorrow, unchanged, waiting for the next desperate soul who needed quick money and didn't know that some children don't need babysitters, they need sacrifices.